The rays of morning sunshine shone brightly on the vast, leafy roof of Athenian. The treetops of the elf forest, which people called evergreen, stretched in all their majestic glory in front of Ahren's eyes. He had woken up early, and his need to be alone had been overpowering. He was familiar with this feeling from an earlier and darker chapter in his life, when he had regularly sought refuge from his drunken father in the forest. Of course, he was now much happier as Falk's apprentice, and his master treated him fairly, but so much had happened over the previous days and weeks that he really needed time to take in all the events that had so suddenly befallen him. And yet everything had started so quietly and unobtrusively 2 years previously. Falk, by profession an experienced guardian of the forest with more than 50 years' experience fighting, had taken Ahren on as his apprentice completely out of the blue, and had begun to teach him everything a would-be forest guardian needed to know. Endless hours of running and climbing, not to mention lessons on plants and animals and all the minor details pertaining to survival, which meant the difference between aimlessly wandering around in the undergrowth and being a proper forest guardian. Those 2 years had been the happiest in his young life, even taking into account the ribbon tree, the enormous king oak tree on which he had had to practice for hundreds of hours until every bone in his body had ached. Everything had changed when he had touched the stupid rock at the spring ceremony. The silly thing had to pick him out as the chosen one, and so he had become the candidate for the position of the 13th Paladin. He was now one of the warriors hand-picked by the gods, who, along with 12 other similarly blessed men and women, was to destroy him who forces.